Testing 1, 2, 3.
And now they can hear me. All right.
Can
Well,
they? Can they? Oh,
hi
good.
everybody. Hey Susan. Hey Veda. Thanks for telling us. Because Ma isn't here. That's the whole thing. All right. So
Yes.
I welcomed everybody in. Come on in. Come sit down. All that stuff. I'm here. Angela's here, but Mom's not here because she's with the grandkids. There we go. The joke was lost. Well, yeah, no, it was lost of time because the audio wouldn't
Yeah,
have been picked
it,
up
it
even for
really
the audio
can't.
listeners. I loved it.
Yeah.
I had a great
Yeah.
time. It was one of our best intros ever. And we're going to be able to remember it forever. Just
Alas,
us. It's one of
only
those
us.
lost to
It'll
time
just be
performances.
our own little
How many
memory.
lost to time perform, especially on days, or any other soap, even especially one that's not on anymore.
Yeah.
Just gone forever, only living in the minds of the people who watched it and remembered it and those who had left an impact on.
There were some soaps in the early years that they would tape over old film
Yeah, I know.
for
Like,
4 episodes. So,
oh my goodness, the evolution of understanding rewatchability in the history of
yeah.
entertainment. You see it in soaps. You also see it in like pro wrestling as well,
Hmm.
which of course very, very similar
Very
art
similar.
forms. Uh,
They really
but
are,
it's
you wouldn't
unavoidable the
think it,
comparison
but they
sometimes.
are.
If you understand both, you see exactly how
Hmm.
how they're the same thing. Housewives
Yes.
across America in the 80s were just like Hulk Hogan is nothing better than Luke Spencer. Let me make a Days of Our Lives reference. Is no better than John Black, or I guess Roman at the time would be a better reference in the 80s. I just don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I don't. You tell me,
Yeah, it
what's the
could
best
be.
80s reference for like the lead guy?
Yeah, probably Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So John was like the 90s.
Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, a little
Yeah.
later.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Long.
Well, I mean, he was Roman for part of the time too, but
Right.
yeah.
My God,
So,
what a complicated backstory. And I guess we're gonna get back into it, right? So the big preview at Dave Davies that we
yes.
went to, um, we're jumping right back into the past of John Black. I guess back
Hmm.
when he was the pawn or something similar,
Yep.
being hooked in by Stefano. I think. What is
Yes.
it? Of course, it was Stefano. Stefano's involved with everything.
Yes. He was Stefano's
Oh,
pawn.
Vida, not Veda.
Yeah.
Got it.
He's
Thank you.
he's a Star Wars guy. Sorry.
Who is John
You.
Black?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I am. I'm a Trek. I'm more of a Trek guy.
You're a Trekkie, never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah.
James is the Star Wars guy, I
He
think.
is. He is the
James
Star
is the
Wars
Star
guy, but that doesn't mean I don't understand. I've seen them. I've watched those movies. I didn't go to school one day as a freshman in high school. No, this
Wars. Hmm.
this this wasn't because like it's not. I didn't cut school to do this. I woke up late and decided to do this. It's
Ah,
different, okay?
okay.
But I did go
Was
see
it?
the
It was like
Phantom
a
Menace.
Ferris Bueller thing.
Yeah, but I did go see the Phantom Menace in the theater.
I was working at a theater in a at when the Phantom Menace came out,
Hmm.
and my son was 6, maybe. Had just started getting into Star Wars because I am a big,
Hmm.
huge, massive Star Wars person. And we saw the Phantom Menace in that theater probably 17 times.
Wow.
He and this will, annoy most Star Wars diehards. I liked the Phantom Menace.
Well, here's the thing. When I was 14 years old, sneaking out of school to go watch it in the theater, I thought it was a fine movie.
Yeah,
When I watch it
I mean,
now, at 37, it doesn't hold up as much because my sentiments and my mindset and my expectations are different. But 14 years old, perfect.
I still like it. I mean, one, there's nothing Liam Neeson's going to do that I'm not going to like to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed his appearance on Sesame Street, quite frankly, but like literally, my son's name's Liam as well, not after him, but
So,
I like Liam Neeson. Um, and I mean, Jar Jar Binks is annoying, but
how,
he was supposed to be,
how
I
has
think.
Daytime missed this Sesame Street crossover? Why do I not know of the legendary appearances of Jeannie Francis, the legendary appearances of Drake Hogston, uh,
I don't
on
know, especially because you'd think that kids would really know who they were.
kids would know who they were and then parents would know who
Because,
they were also,
yeah,
I feel like that connection is just
I don't know.
obvious.
That is really weird. Hmm.
Hey, chat and commenters who are watching this in the future,
Mm.
Have there been any big daytime appearances on PBS?
Yeah, I don't
If so,
think there
let us
have
know what your
been.
favorite thing is. Good morning, Jacarius. Well, I guess I don't know. Is it afternoon for all you people over on the East Coast?
Yeah,
Oh,
12:37.
goodness gracious! My day has just started.
I
You guys
know.
had lunch.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should talk about the week. Let's talk about let's get into it. Let's just jump off. Let's jump off
Yep.
the diving board.
Day of Days was amazing, Jacarius. It was so great.
We did a little terrible recap. I mean, it was a great recap, but the filming setup was terrible.
Yes. All of us
I was just kind of
snugged
crammed together in
together,
a corner.
crammed together in the corner of
When
the
we get
hotel
Ma back,
room.
we'll probably have to do a proper second recap and
Hmm.
conversation about it.
Yeah.
We got 44 minutes out of that though. I didn't realize we went on for so long.
Yeah.
Anyway, go watch that if you haven't seen that yet. When you're done watching this, don't jump
When you
off
want
now.
to,
Like
yes, right.
go later. Anyway, so here we have an incident. We have a big plan between the Demiras
Yeah.
and Brady Black.
Yeah.
The big plan to wrestle shares away from Kristen, to take
Hmm.
Rachel away. We talked about it last week.
I know.
It's a joke now. I actually said that on purpose this time. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah, and it worked.
So
They got
far.
her shares.
So far.
But
She ain't gonna let go of that
it was
daughter.
Kristen that they messed with.
So here's the
And
thing that I've noticed about Kristen DeMira. She doesn't do a single scene in which she is not just dripping of evil.
yeah,
Like I can't, even scenes with Rachel, she's just like oozing antagonism.
she is her
Why would you
father's
poke that
daughter.
person?
I don't know, because here's the thing also. None of Stefano's sons are any match for his daughters. And, I mean, the closest one would probably be EJ, but it's definitely not Stefan.
Yeah.
He's definitely not. He's because deep down, Stefan's really a good guy. Gabby is kind of the brains in that outfit. Not that that's saying tons because she's very impulsive, but
Uh,
he he doesn't have what it takes to go head to head with Kristen. This was a yeah, this was a minor victory.
okay.
And she's gonna go scorched earth.
It's a temporary victory, if even at that as
Yes.
well,
Right.
because there's not gonna be long of any sort of understood victory. I don't know, celebration.
Right.
This is the
And
end.
I have a feeling
This is where Gabby gets set up. Lee's not really dead. He's pretending to be dead
I
underneath the
really
sheet.
think that Kristen is potentially behind setting Gabby up for murder.
Boom, theory time. This is what I'm putting together from our Day of Days interviews that we did, okay? So, Jakarius, we had a
Mhm.
great time. I'm sorry you're not able to see day players next week. I don't know if it's a you thing or a them thing, but that's a
Mhm.
bummer. I really feel bad for especially you.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you're able
Because we
to, though.
love
So then,
Jacarius.
we love Jakarius, and the day players was a lot of fun. So the next time they're in your area, I hope it's able to work out.
Mhm.
And if not, I don't know, start a collection plate. Travel. Go see the world, Jakarius. It's big and wonderful. Anyway,
Mhm.
anyway. So, all right, theory time. Okay, so we were talking to some of these people. We were talking to Brandon. Not Brandon. Well, we did talk to him, but he talked about day players more than anything and made a lot of jokes about how much he hates his castmates. They were jokes, though. He loves them dearly. Anyway, so we were talking to EJ and we were talking to Lee, and they were like, oh, yeah, stay tuned. There's a little something, maybe, so a little thing coming, like between the two of them. So what if Kristen convinces EJ to hire Lee to get involved in all of this nonsense so Gabby has to go to jail?
And then Kristen's like, enjoy those, Enjoy those shares,
In prison.
brother.
Oh my God, she's like a genie. She's like an evil
Hope they
genie.
keep you warm at night.
I have given you your wish, brother. But good luck spending them in prison.
Because Gabbi will be a little...
Your commissary is going to be quite full.
Yes. I wouldn't mess with Kristen.
I mean, it's tough because
if I was a person in the Salem universe,
right, I get it, because part of me is like, yeah, stay away from her, but also at the same time, if she goes rampantly unchecked by anybody, that's a problem.
Well, you know who else is going to be in big trouble
with
all of this? Is Brady, because
it's a good idea.
She knows that he was part of it from the video, and she controls total access to Rachel. And she offered to, let him see Rachel.
She did. I actually saw a commenter on the X on Twitter be like, Brady, you could have had supervised visitation. What's wrong with you?
Right. At least it would have been something.
At least it would have been something. Maybe it was you who said that. I don't know.
Right. So,
big trouble. Big trouble not only by the law, not only by Kristen, but also by his family too, I'm sure. Marlena wasn't particularly happy. Just imagine what John's going to say. Oh, son. Oh, how could you do that? Oh, how could you do something like that, son? Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. We're just going to, yes, the entire podcast. We're just going to agree in sounds.
Yeah, I mean, I wish Marlena was the type to say, I told you so. As a,
maybe
I told you earlier.
Maybe she's grown into being a little sassy.
Because, she saw this coming a mile away.
Yeah.
I mean, Stevie Wonder saw this coming a mile away.
The conviction on Brady's face, though, when he was explaining it to Marlena, though.
Yeah.
Like, there was no convincing him that this was stupid.
And she's just like, why in God's name would they do this without something in it for them? And what's in it for them? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shares, I guess. When it comes down to it, when you have money, you just want more of it. I've never been somebody that's considered myself with money, but that also means that I've never received that $150,000 check. And if I did, how would that change me? And how would I be like, all right, that was great. How do we get another one of these? Yeah. How do we get one that's 165,000? How do I get one that's 200,000?
I'm desperate to prove that lots of money won't turn me into a bad person.
So give me more.
Yes. And well, I mean, with the DiMeras, it's not even about money because they all have money. It's the power. Yeah. They want the power to control DiMera Inc., DiMera Enterprises. Have first priority with the family jet.
One of these glossy, confusing, unspecific family businesses.
Yes. Stefan doesn't want to be co-CEO.
We do business.
Yes. Stefan doesn't want to be co-CEO with EJ. He wants to be co-CEO with Gabbi because that's, whatever. But the thing about it is just, they really, really shot the BB gun at the rattlesnake.
They did.
To reference my childhood.
So this is Days for Dummies. For those who haven't seen, like me, what is something that Kristen has done in the past to get back at people who have slighted her? Can you think of an example or two?
Well,
Dr. Carius or Jeannie, anybody? Susan? Vita? Because I know that she oozes the antagonism. All right.
Well, Kristen is, she's just bad. She's
bad news all around.
She really is. I don't think she's, completely evil. She absolutely loves her daughter.
Yeah.
And, she does love Brady, but she's just not going to let somebody F with her.
I don't know. Okay, so
and this wasn't just messing with her. This was messing with her daughter too.
Is 99% evil like that's like super evil, though. You know, like the 1%. Does that even matter at any point now?
I know, but I mean, she's kind of mellowed a little bit with the evil,
Hmm.
you
Well, it's
know,
about time for
maybe
her
a
to
little
ramp it
bit.
back up.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's about to. It is about to ramp back up.
Well, okay. So the question is, does she deserve this?
No, well, in the grand scheme of karma, sure. From Gabby and Stefan, no.
Super
One,
selfish.
she's why Stefan's even back to life.
Hmm. Hmm.
He was
Maybe a little more
dead. She
thanks to
discovered that, he was being kept alive on machines and insisted that Rolf
Dr.
bring her
Rolf and his
brother
magic
back.
drugs. I learned about Dr. Rolf and his magic drugs from Xander
Yes.
last weekend. You can read that interview on soapoperanews.net, by the way. You can.
Yes.
There's quotes. Learn all about the Zara Detective Agency. Um,
So if it wasn't for Kristen, he'd still be in that crazy coma hat thing in
yeah,
the
I saw a
basement.
picture of the crazy coma hat, just laying
Yeah.
there with the
Yeah.
colander on his head, essentially.
Yeah, looking like Lulu. Yeah. Yeah.
I always have flashbacks of Franco getting his memories replaced.
Yes.
I love that story. My
Yeah.
sci-fi nerdy heart loved that story. Vita says the flowers. I'm going to assume this is a reference to something that Kristen
Oh,
did.
the orchid? Yes. Kristen had the orchid that would cure Marlena, Kayla, and Kate from
Oh, this was recently.
the thing that Orpheus
Mm-hmm.
um and she was blackmailing Brady
Mm.
for access to the orchid to save them. But then Megan stole it, so it didn't matter.
Well, do you think even if Brady didn't give in to the blackmail, she would have given the orchid anyway at the end?
No.
No, well, there we go. No, they can die.
No.
They can
I
die. See, there you go. There's that evil. That's that.
But she went to jail for it. She went to jail for the murder of
Mm-hmm.
Marlena, Kate, and Kayla, even though, it wasn't her that did it. But
Man, what a trio of characters to do a story like that with. Now that I'm more
mhm.
familiar with Days of Our Lives, I recognize and see that Marlena, Kate, and Kayla are like your three
Yes,
biggest stars, your three oldest people on
yes,
not oldest in age, but the longest
yes,
running character.
yes.
Like, what if they were to lose all three? My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That'd be
Well,
the end of days. And I guess that's an appropriate name for the final episode of Days of Our Lives. The end of days. I guess it'll probably end with an apocalypse.
but I
I
know, but who would believe that that would even be the end?
be like, all right, they're
They'd
just
be
taking a
like, well, they're
hiatus.
going
They'll
to
be
have
back
to
on
come
at the end.
back to bring all these people back to life somehow. So,
It's not really the end. In 2 weeks, they're going to change their mind, and Days of Our Lives will be back on.
yeah, it was, I mean, honestly, they'll just have to have everybody live happily ever after for people to be convinced that it's actually over. Killing everybody won't do it because this is
It can't be
days.
some big tragedy. Like, it really has
Yes.
to be like Kristen just being like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't like you guys after all. Give me a hug.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Let's hug it out.
Let's
That's
see.
what
She
father would have wanted.
she drugged Sammy and forced her to shoot Marlena. Is something that
Her
Kristen
mother.
has done as well.
Yes.
Oh boy, that's no good. Shooting your own mama? How dramatic.
Yeah.
No wonder she's not around right now.
Yeah. Well, they came back from that because it wasn't Sammy's fault. You see.
Of course, because she was
Yes.
drugged and convinced. And
Yes.
if you have laced muffins, or if you're drugged, um, you can just be convinced of anything. Like, you can even be convinced. You could be on LSD or something and be hallucinating, and then boom, there's a pregnancy or whatever it is
Yes.
that happened between Brady and Kristen. Um, let's see. We've also discussed on this show. I think you're Elvis Presley. Uh,
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Susan.
it's
Susan
so
and her
funny.
Roger.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have people who actually like each other. Like, technically, Chad and Stephanie like each other. It's just hard. It's just hard. It's just hard. Um, Alex isn't around to bother them anymore. So now all they have to do with each other is you know,
Hmm.
not get along and realize that they're not meant for each other. You know.
Well, it's just, Chad is still very much mourning Abigail. She was the love of his life. And I mean, I understand Stephanie's point of view,
Hmm.
but it's not like Chad's ever pretended that Abigail was anything other than what she was.
Which was not perfect. Or the love of his life? What are you referring to?
The love of his life.
Ah, okay. Well,
You
from
know
my
what I mean? That,
POV,
and if it wasn't for the fact that she was dead, they would still be
yeah,
happily together.
right.
Um, but I mean, I thought Stephanie's last line was a little bit of a low blow. When he said, "I do love you," and she said, "Just not as much as your dead wife," and walked out. That was a little harsh.
Well, I mean, you don't stop loving somebody because they're not around anymore.
True.
Love is one of those crazy things. You have to totally fall out of it entirely to be done with it. Just because you've broken up with, if you have had love for somebody, chances
Hmm.
are you still have love for somebody. Whether or not that pushes you to make a poor choice with them is, completely situational. But there's
Right.
always going to, you heard that person got injured, you'd be like, oh, bummer. Like
Right.
there will be a twinge of something. So
And, his wife was violently killed.
he didn't expect this to happen.
Right. It wasn't like him and Abigail made the choice
No.
to
He
consciously uncouple.
really, it seems to me, the responsible thing to do would be for this couple to separate, for them to realize that there are different stages in their lives when it comes to what they're ready for in a relationship. However, this is a soap. They're not going to make responsible choices.
Yes. Yes. But I mean, I also think that this whole pushing this marriage thing so quickly is a little silly because, it's not like him and Stephanie have been together years and years and years, and he's just,
Patch wants to
keeping
wear
her
a
on the
tux,
hook.
gosh darn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Steve. And Steve being the one to push marriage is really silly to me as well.
Well, he's learned so much about the glory of marriage. He's been married to Kayla like 3 times, right?
I know, but he also is very,
Weren't they dead for 15 years?
they were dead for a
A
long
long
time.
time, right?
Yeah.
I recently discovered that because I was looking into Stefan
Yeah.
Cassadine because
Hmm.
we talked to Stephen, no, Mr. Nichols. We talked to him at Day of Days, and he was still very gracious about playing Stefan,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
apparently still has a lot of fondness in his heart for that time of his career.
Hmm.
So while none of that is going to that was just chitter chat outside the realm of the
Yeah.
interview itself. Um, it was yeah, I don't know, it was nice to see. So I looked up a little Stefan because I didn't know that Kayla was what had made the move as well and was playing a whole character on GH.
Yeah.
And she's plays the only character that's ever died from falling off the
Falling
parapet.
from the parapet. Yes. Um, yeah, well, it was funny because this week when, Pat and Steve, I still call him Patch because that's what everybody called him when I was a kid, and my mother
Mr.
used to call him
Nichols
Patch.
is all for it.
Yes.
Keep calling him Patch.
He loves Patch. He's fine
You'll
with it.
see it in the interview that's coming. I'm just going to spoil it for you right
Mhm.
now. One little line of it. He even said, I don't know why they don't call me Patch anymore. Everybody calls me Steve.
Yeah. But he said to Kayla when they were doing the Halloween candy, they were talking about it, and he's like, "Well, you used to always like to raid Stephanie and Joey's."
Hmm.
Well, he wouldn't know that because he was like
He was
dead for
away.
their entire childhood. So
Maybe he heard a story about it.
apparently.
Like, just tell me all about my kids growing up, please.
Well, I
Please tell me
stole
all
all
about
their
my kids.
Halloween
Wait, which eye
candy.
is it? This one, right? This one. This seems right for
Yeah,
TV, right? Tell me all about my kids. I missed it 15 years. When I left, they were 3. Now they're 30.
I think it's the other one actually.
Nah.
So and she chose to tell him that she stole all their Halloween candy, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. It's just a fun little story. Let me, let me
Yes.
tell you, Dad. Let me tell you about something that happened when I was a little kid.
Yes. Mom owes me some Kit Kat
Because
bars.
she
Let's
just
just leave it at
she would
that.
take it. She would
Yeah.
take it. Okay, so in reality, you know, we have been the same people our whole lives. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
it's been one, for most people's experience at least. I can't speak for everybody on the planet, but for most people's experience, their life is very linear. I mean, one day leads
Yes.
into the next, and it comes before the one that follows, right? Um,
Yes.
and with that, we're able to watch these shows
Hmm.
every day for 30 years and remember so many things.
Yes.
But what we also don't recognize, or what a lot of people don't recognize, and what I think that shows like ours really help illustrate, it's that it's not the same people who have been making this show the whole time that you have been watching it.
Very true.
So when it comes to a little like line like that, what is going to
Right.
benefit the scene that I'm having right now versus what's going to truly honor the history of something that happened 40
Right.
years ago on television?
It wasn't, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. And I mean, honestly, that one wasn't a big deal.
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
it's not, that one wasn't really rewriting history. I
Now,
mean,
if you were to
GH tried to rewrite history this week, but Days didn't with that one.
who cares? Now if one day Steve pulls off a mask and he's really been like, I don't know, someone else this whole time,
Yeah.
then now we're in the realm of okay, that's too
Yeah.
ridiculous, Days
But
of
it's also
masks.
Days and it could happen.
I've never been Steve. Steve doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah. Pretty much. But also, you know, they,
Oh,
they
Gabby.
had to give Chad and Stephanie problems
Yeah, no, nobody can be happy.
because, well, not just that. On Friday, she opened the door,
Oh yes, yes, I have this little note here,
thought it was trick or
and
treaters.
it wasn't.
It's not trick or treaters.
It's someone else.
It's her ex-boyfriend.
It's her ex-boyfriend, Bobby,
No,
Barry,
remember what his name.
Skeeter,
No, no.
um,
Can't remember what the character's. Everett.
Everett.
You were
Everett.
so close.
Skeeter is short for Everett. If you don't know that,
It
then
could
get with
be,
the
I
program.
suppose. So, it's her ex-boyfriend Everett,
Okay.
who also is Jada's ex-husband.
Oh, this is the character that we've been waiting to show
Yes,
up.
this is also Jada's
Okay.
ex-husband.
Gotcha. I'm caught up
And
now.
he's been on the show before as somebody
As somebody
else.
else, but they're like, we don't want you to be him anymore. You know what we're gonna
Exactly.
do? We're gonna cast you again, but we're gonna put a different character. And then every
Yep.
other actor who wishes they had a job was like, but he already played somebody on the show. Why can't I play somebody on the show?
And then they're like, life's not fair,
Life's not
Cupcake.
fair. Go audition for something else. There's the
Exactly.
door.
Exactly.
And then they pulled Alan Eller into an office and said, "You really can't talk to people like that. I think we're gonna have to let you
So, yeah, that would be the least of what he had done. Okay.
I know.
But yeah. So that they had to have them having problems with this ex-boyfriend who ghosted her.
Yes. So now he can show up and give her the business, and then Chad will be like, "What'd you do? The kids are in the room." She'll be like, "I didn't know. I never see him." It's so funny because I mentioned that to Stephanie. Oh gosh, whatever her real name is. I don't have
Abigail's
it
fine.
Abigail. So I mentioned that. I'm like, "Have you met the kids?" And she's like, "Of course I've met the kids."
Yeah. And you and Mom got to see them for the first time this
We
week.
did. They were little.
A
oh,
baseball
gosh.
player and a
Yes,
little witch.
that's right. I was gonna say which. I couldn't remember the other one, and I wanted to be fair and not just say one of them. But then I didn't. I missed it. But you've been
Yeah,
studying pictures for weeks. And I have not.
I have been the JPI.
Yes.
It
Yes.
wouldn't. It. I mean, I don't have to study pictures to remember baseball player and a witch, but that's okay.
My brain
Sorry.
doesn't function. I need ginkgo or something. But then, if you could remember to take a pill every day, do you really need it?
I know, right?
You know?
That's true. That is true.
Oh God.
So we have that excitement coming up.
We do. We do.
Chad doesn't want to marry Stephanie, but this guy's all in.
Well, then Stephanie should just go be with that guy. I feel like the problem's going to solve itself.
Well, we'll see.
And then Chad's
We'll
going to be
see.
like, oh, what's going on? What is he? What is he? He's not a Demira, is he?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah, Chad is a DiMera.
Everybody's a friggin'
You
DiMera. I
knew
thought his
that.
dad was Lucas.
You thought his dad was Lucas?
Yes.
Oh, they're like brothers. Ish.
God.
Because Kate's like a mother to Chad.
You know, I
And
guess I
Kate
do.
is.
It just blows my mind. I know that I guess just everybody's a friggin' DiMera, man. Everybody.
They are. Everybody is.
The
Stefano
days of
was.
DiMera.
Yeah.
DiMera of our lives.
Yes.
So I mean, I guess the only way to ever like have characters hook up is to always introduce somebody new.
Yeah. You really have to. Because the DiMeras are.
Jeez. Oh my,
I mean, Kristen is an adopted DiMera and not a blood DiMera.
I don't want Chad to be a DiMera. Can he be a different family member? Or
No.
can he be in a different family? Can he be a Horton? How about an Oaks? There's no Oaks family yet. Let's introduce.
No, he's a
Oaks.
DiMera. He's a DiMera. He's a DiMera.
All right.
He
Gabbi,
married a Horton.
You as a mother. Is she? Gabby's got kids?
Gabbi has a daughter, Ariana.
Look at that.
But Chad married a Horton. Okay, Abigail was a Horton.
He should have changed his last name to Horton. There you go. Yeah. Boom. There we go. Just get him out. You know what? You know why it's surprising? Because he doesn't.
Well, his wife's last name wasn't Horton. It was Devereaux because her mother was the Horton.
He just doesn't seem all.
He doesn't seem very DiMera-ish. No, Chad is a good one. Chad's a good one.
So okay, so Stefano, Chad, Stefan, not Kristen, but adopted her.
Yes, Kristen and her brother Peter were adopted.
EJ.
And Stefan had a twin brother named Jake, but he's dead.
Oh gosh. Well, no, he's not. It's Days of Our Lives. He's around somewhere. Well,
his heart was put into Stefan's body.
Right, and then somebody else's heart was put into Jake's body.
Maybe. Rolf had him, so possibly.
Hey, who did this is random and it just popped into my brain because we were talking about heart surgery. Who did Vincent Irizarry play on Days of Our Lives? He played a Kyriakis, but I don't know.
Was he Victor's brother? I can't remember if he was Victor's brother or not.
Was it big and prominent? Because we could probably get him to talk about it on the show someday.
Actually, I don't even remember. Somebody help.
Yeah, okay.
Can the chat help us out with this?
Apparently, it wasn't very big or memorable. If Angela doesn't.
Well, things can be big and memorable without me remembering.
But you remember everything.
I don't.
Demos Kyriakis. I guess. I'm guessing the Kyriakis. That wasn't included in the answer.
Yeah.
But Jeannie says so because he came on to the 10th floor to talk to us about All My Children. Had a lot of really great things to say around the holidays. The video's available for everybody if you want to check that out in the library. But we could probably get him back to talk about Days of Our Lives. That might be fun.
He was on for almost 2 years.
Well, there you go. That's plenty of time.
Yeah.
You just don't remember because you were paying attention to other stories.
Yeah, he was Victor's brother.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Fans, if you want that, write it down. Say so somewhere in a chat or in a Twitter or in a comment, something.
Nicole killed him.
I know that he came back as a zombie for the devil thing.
Yes.
That I do know.
Yes.
How do you get, what's that phone call? Like, hey, Demo, we want to bring Demos back.
We need you as a zombie.
But what we're going to do is we're going to put some really, Night of the Living Dead original.
Yeah.
Green paint on your face. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was this devil story was so fun.
I watched a clip of it. Somebody shared a clip of it on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's just Marlena in a church. I don't know how she was in a church. She was the devil. Really, that doesn't track. How is she standing in a church? That doesn't. She should have burst into flames or something. Anyway, so inaccurate, so unlifelike. Lies. Anyway, so she was there, and John was like, "I'm gonna get you, Doc. I'm gonna get you out of there, Doc. I know you're in there. I know you're in there." I don't know if Drake would ever see me do this, and I hope that he loves it. I hope that he would be like, that's funny, and
It's
not
an
be like, it
homage.
is. It is. I would say that the thing that if I was him would like least is what I do with my mouth, but I have to in order to make the voice. Anyway, so he's like, I gotta get you out of your focus, Doc. I love you. I love you so much, Doc. Right? And then she was like, and then threw him across the room with telekinesis, and then like
Yeah.
waved her hand at this bench, and it just kind of like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh goodness. Oh
Yep.
goodness. Oh.
Kristen did stab Victor about Rachel, but Victor had that coming. Victor deserved that stabbing because, he let her think her kid was dead.
Well, again, just more examples coming through of how you don't poke
Mess with Kristen.
Kristen
Yeah.
Tamira.
She'll stab Victor. Gabby's nothing.
Yeah, she's gonna be there with the
Compared to
strawberry
that.
jam on that knife,
Yeah.
and no, she is gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Now, okay, so here's the thing. The big theory is that Lee's dying. Lee is dead, and I don't know if I want that to be the case. I mean, I know that I don't want that to be the case.
I don't want it to be the case because I don't want him and Trask to actually be over because I adored them. I thought they had great potential as a couple.
Yeah.
So I hope he's not actually dead. He can be Days of Our Lives dead.
Yeah, like for a week.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Also, guys, I wanted to tell you before I forget. So the Halloween episode this week, the actual episode that's on Halloween, it seems to be a standalone, and it looks like a ton of fun. I mean, so much fun. There are like 4 little individual
Treehouse of horror type of isolated stories.
We get it. This whole sneak peek this week is about the Halloween episode to give you a glimpse into a little bit what is happening, and it's a lot of fun. Okay. It looks like an absolute blast. So take a look at the sneak peek on soapoperanews.net.
Do that. Find it.
Yes.
You'll find it.
Yeah.
There. You'll find it. Just click on the Days of Our Lives section.
You'll see all who's involved in the Halloween episode and the fun things they're doing.
We know Camilla left. I wonder if they recast. Who's Camilla? Camilla is Gabbi?
Gabbi. Yeah, okay. Maybe she comes out of jail as somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I think that's how they're getting rid of her. Is I think they're sending her to jail. Yeah. But then it turns out Lee's not really dead, and maybe she comes out with a different face.
Well, we can't.
Yeah.
She gets beat up so bad in jail, she has a different face. Do they ever explain it on day? Do they ever bother?
No.
They're just like, no, you're just a different face now.
Yes. The role of Gabbi
is now being played by. That's one of my favorite things in soap. So yes. It really is. It really is. Like you can almost do a drinking game to the role of Molly Lansing Davis will now be played by. But that's a different show.
Yep.
Oh my God! What else have we talked about yet? We haven't talked about a lot of stuff.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, so we talked about Kristen, so we can cross that out. We talked about Stephanie, we can cross that out. We talked about Chad, we can cross that out. So we can talk about, we can talk briefly about Wendy going to work for the PCPD. Now, she's a tech whiz. She was able to get all of that crazy spyware off of Rafe's computer. Rafe treats his laptop like I treat my laptop, where you just scream obscenities at it when it doesn't do what you need it to do. And then you get over it because it can't hear you.
Yes. The angry pressing of the buttons.
Yes, but he had and he
had spyware, so obviously Rafe is surfing porn.
Laptop had spyware.
Rafe is watching porn on his work laptop.
I mean, beyond that, even if it wasn't that, he was just on really untrustworthy websites, which are not connected to cases.
It's porn.
Unless he's
I'm telling you, it's porn.
Just every.
Or he's shopping on Temu.
He's doing something wrong. Whatever it is. So and then also at the same time they didn't have like a carbon black software or something on it to keep it. I might be getting too granule with it because Wendy
Okay,
needed a job.
listen. Yes, Wendy needed a job and she got one
She got one.
at the Salem PD. So that'll be fun.
Now she also is known by me at least for being excellent at making fake passports.
Yep, she's good
So
at making face packs, but she's also a good hacker.
what's going on here?
I don't. Well, I mean, Rafe gave her the job so she wouldn't make any more fake passports. So
So he's trying to be
that's
like,
part
well,
of
if
the
I
reason.
put the bad kid at the front of the class and interact with them more than the rest of the students, then she'll line up.
Yeah, pretty much. It's more of his crackpot, detective skills.
Okay, so this is going to then offer her an opportunity to come across something she shouldn't and make a poor choice with it.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Well, I mean, the whole Ava being involved in the drug stuff now could be, I mean, Harris is a cop now as well, but Wendy could get,
They waste no time with Ava and Harris, do they? All right, so okay,
yeah,
so
already they've had one kiss. They're already giving them angst.
well, I mean,
Good
there's that,
Lord.
and then also at the same time, there was no like we're on the run, and now we both have jobs, and we are now in this drug story. Like there was
Hmm.
no, like at the very least, like in high school. High school for me, I did all the plays in high school. Okay,
Hmm.
all we did 3 of them throughout the year, and I was in all of them. But there
Yep.
was at least 2 weeks between the show and the auditions for the next one.
For the next one.
You
Yeah,
know,
no, no, no,
uh,
no time for that because contracts be coming up.
yeah. So we're on the run now. We're in this drug story. We're wasting no
Yes.
time. We're
Yes.
not even we're not even gonna toss this guy a badge. Okay, he's just gonna walk around in a leather jacket. Um, if you accidentally say, "Hey, Jason," we're not going to edit that. Just keep going.
Yeah. Just go with it, man. Just go with it.
Just going.
Yeah, no. They I think I saw a picture of him with a badge.
Mm-hmm.
One of the JPI pictures. I think he's wearing the badge on
They
his
should have
belt.
given him the blue cop uniform. Okay.
Yeah, well, he's a detective.
I don't
Detectives
care.
aren't street cops. He went right to detective.
Don't you have to pass a test for that?
Listen, he found
No, you
Susan
don't.
Banks. He found Susan Banks.
Yeah,
That was his test.
and he passed with flying colors.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well,
He,
good
he was
job.
able to find the Salem PD.
Well,
That is
okay.
their
Oh,
basic requirement for hiring.
well, you were able to
If you
figure out
can
how to open the
find the
door.
office.
um, but he didn't even find Susan. Susan found them. She was
Listen,
just like,
he figured
"Help
out the
me,
E
help me!
crumbs.
I'm trapped in the closet. You have
He
to help
figured
me."
out the E crumbs, the pastry crumbs making the E.
I'm in
And
Europe.
and also on Beyond Salem, he was disguised at one point as a uniformed officer. So that counts.
Okay, all right, there we go. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
Melissa suggests that he was an undercover cop the whole time. So there we go.
No.
I don't know. Well, he is staunchly Jason Morgan. Like, come on,
So
folks.
very much Jason
Like,
Morgan.
we can't not say that anymore. There's no avoiding it. It's just he works for the police department rather than Sonny Corinthos. There was he said Ava off screen, like they were in Salem Square and she was talking to the drug dealer guy outside the bistro, and I heard him go Ava off the screen, and I wasn't looking at the scene at the time because I do a lot of listening to my soaps, and
Yeah.
and it just made me for a moment feel like I was in the
Go,
wrong
what
show.
am I watching? Yeah. Yeah. You're like, wait, did I accidentally put on an old episode of General Hospital?
It
Yeah.
was just this very quick flash of just like, oh.
Hmm.
And then he saunters in with the
Yeah.
leather jacket,
Now I need his gun to be silver.
right?
Him to have the chrome gun like Jason Morgan did instead of the police issue black one. I need his gun to be silver. I'm waiting for him
The
to be able to
silver
pull out the
gun, all
silver
of that.
gun.
Yes, yes, yes. And then when when he comes back to GH, inevitably, I mean,
Yeah.
we don't
Well,
know.
Dex has his gun.
Well, he's gonna show up and just rip it out of his hands.
I know.
Like that's
That's
going to be the
mine,
return
son.
scene. He's just,
That's mine, son.
this is what they do on GH. All right, quick tangent. All right, GH, he comes back, right? He rips the sun out of his, and he shoots Dex, right? Because he doesn't know what's going on. He thinks something's up. He shoots Dex, right? And then somebody runs in, somebody that's been in there. She runs in, and she looks up at Jason, and she goes, "Don't you know? You shot your son." Maurice would love it.
No.
You get to play what I played.
Yes, right.
I'm going to take you
Homage.
to lunch. I'm going to tell you all
Yes.
about how I played those scenes. Well,
He doesn't
hello,
remember how
Michael.
he played those scenes.
Stranger Michael in the chat. This person I don't know and I've never met before in my life.
It's very weird that, the guy upstairs is texting into the chat, posting in the chat.
Well, Jacarius is ready for Harris to be gone, and it's just if I were to speak for Jacarius, it's because he doesn't like he doesn't like watching Jason on days. He wants Jason back on GH.
Well, I want Jason back on GH too, but I will love watching them both at the same time.
Well, it's gonna happen.
Him being on both because there's going to be a 6 month, 4, 5, 6 month overlap. It's going to be great.
It's clear the Days of Our Lives is using as much as they can of Steve Burton, and whether that's because heck, why not, this will be super fun, if it's because they just like him and wanted to back up a dump truck of money to him before he left. Like, has he left? We don't know, right?
Days of Our Lives doesn't back up dump trucks of money to anybody. Okay. Nobody's getting dump trucks of money.
Not even Marlena.
Nope.
She doesn't even have $4 million.
Well, I mean, cumulatively, she could be okay, I'm sure. But from what I understand, Days is the soap that pays the least.
I do feel like when it comes down to it, if you're an actor on a soap, I am more I don't know the word. I can't use a word, so I'm not going to use a word. So I'm just going to skip over that part and say new actors just don't have it like the old actors did when it comes to comfortability and investment in your career and just being able to like maybe write an endorsement. Like, wasn't a soap guy like very famous for some commercial? Like, I'm not a doctor, I just play one on TV. Wasn't that a soap guy?
Yeah. They used to do things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's money,
John and Drake and Deidre did Tide commercials.
Did they? That's so cool.
As John and Marlena.
I don't know. See, because that's what soap operas are, man. And I'm all for the shared cinematic daytime universe of commercials and the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if they could have perfected the ability to and have this still be worth it for the money, because clearly it wasn't, but to have that hour of uninterrupted, because the commercials are the plot, without it being as blatant like the Truman Show, where it's like, these electrolytes are gonna just but in some way, if only human ingenuity,
the product
pushed us
placement
in that direction.
Stuff,
I'm all for making sure that you see the Tide logo as Marlena scoops an easy powder of detergent into the washing machine and closes it. I'm with it. Peter Bergman went on All My Children, is what
he was on All My Children.
Is that the doctor line? Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Vicks 44.
Skull of Vicks. Yeah. Oh, good stuff.
I'm gonna do commercials.
All right.
Somebody cast me in a commercial. I'll do a commercial. I'll do a radio commercial. I'll do a TV commercial. I'll do any commercial. I'll do a written commercial. I want to write a commercial. I will. I won't write a jingle though. I'm not very musically inclined.
Okay. All right. So back to Days.
Melissa says that Harris needs to have a weird tech friend named Dorian Svengali.
Played by Bradford Anderson. Wearing the Nurse Leona wig.
Sure, why not? You just want everybody in a bad wig on Days of Our Lives.
Oh, I love the bad wigs. I do. I love them.
It's because you enjoy wearing bad wigs in your life?
No. I don't have any wigs. My daughter has wigs and she names them all.
Oh.
But she was doing it before Schitt's Creek premiered. Because she had them for theater.
Is that like, it's so funny because I used to watch or listen to a radio show, and anytime they referred to that show, they had to call it S Creek because the FCC didn't care.
Mm-hmm. that it was, yeah, spelled differently. Yeah. No, yeah, my daughter had them on heads all over her room when she
Was
was a
that like different
teenager.
personalities? Like she would put it on and be like, I'm Sarah today.
Like, well,
I'm
she used them
Chandra.
for different characters in
Yes,
theater,
Chandra.
but it was funny because I had the daycare, and the
Mhm.
daycare kids would go watch a movie in her room, and there was one kid that was terrified, would not go near her bedroom because he was terrified of these little faceless
I
wig
would be
stands
terrified
with
of them
hair
too.
on them. He would, the first time he walked in there and saw them, he screamed bloody murder. Like, it was one of the funniest things ever. But yeah, so yeah, she had a bunch of wigs. There's been time with my hair I've contemplated shaving it completely bald again and just buying wigs.
My fifth grade teacher wore wigs. Like that was one of the things that she like announced it to the class. She's like,
Mhm.
listen, every so often, I'm going to show up and my hair is going to be wildly different than what it was before. And that's because
Yes.
I wear wigs. Why? Because I don't want to do my hair all the time. So I'm just going to
Well,
stick it on my head and come to school.
well, Dolly Parton. She was asked one time how long it takes her to do her hair, and she said, "I don't know. I'm never there when it happens."
Perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, back to speaking of wigs. This is the perfect segue
Oh,
to Teresa.
yes. Yes, because she's wearing a wig.
Yes, she is.
So Teresa
Um,
and Constantine, Teresa and Bloody
I'm
Alex.
disappointed that they went the route of making Xander Victor's son, but they did. Whatever.
Is it not more logical for
I
Xander?
don't think it is more logical. I think both were perfectly logical. I'm disappointed because there's not much story to it once Xander finds out. Because Victor's not around, his mother's not around, there was no father that, you know what I mean? His father's not around. So who cares?
But now he gets to be Kyriakis.
He was already a
Now he gets to
Kyriakis
be a better Kyriakis.
because Victor was his uncle.
Well, now it gets to be his daddy-o.
Yeah, but he's dead.
For now.
So it's just going to be a matter of when he finds out, if
They're,
he find, and this is going to drag on for
they're
a
going to work
very
it
long
out in
time.
the SAG contract where you can't use the likeness of an actor, but you can use their voice. So what they'll do is they'll digitize John Aniston's voice and they're going to put him in a computer like Kit and Knight Rider.
Yeah, they won't do that.
Too much money.
Well, not only too much money, they wouldn't do that to him anyway because, they adored him
You
and
don't you
he
don't want
has
Victor
that.
as Kit and Knight Rider, huh? No, no,
Not Victor, no.
no, not Victor.
Not
Okay, well,
Victor, no.
somebody else.
They could do it to Bo Brady.
Okay. Well, how about to then to Xander's mom? Katina.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know these people, so we don't care that
You
Victor
don't
is his
care.
father
Well,
as opposed to,
I guess it's for the story now, and it doesn't matter what
yeah.
it can play into
I
later.
mean, I mean, it is
Because
what it is,
if it's just a sidestep shift for Xander, really, then the story is more about Alex and Teresa than Xander.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe Xander's about to lose everything. Oh, what if he's
yeah,
like, I'll give it up, all of it for you, Sarah, all of it. I'll
yeah,
give it all up for you. And then they're like,
yeah.
but you're really Victor's kid, and he'd be like, I'm not gonna give it all up for you anymore, Sarah. I'm not gonna give it all up. There's the story.
And am I the only one who thinks Sarah's completely overreacting?
I don't. Quite honestly, I don't really know what happened between the two of them.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that she's overreacting about the him going for full custody because it was before, he did that when, she was trying to keep him from even knowing he was a father and wasn't letting him near the kid. And then they start reconnect, they start having their moment after she finds out Susan's alive. And then she finds out that he had filed for full custody before she ever got there, before they ever spoke. And all of a sudden she hates him again.
I
As
don't.
opposed to, okay, well, now, not even asking, well, now, are you going to not do this?
Why does she not want him to know that he's the daddy anyway?
Because she thought that he was part of the reason that Susan was dead.
Oh,
Because he had
I can't
kidnapped
have a baby
Susan.
with him. I'm just gonna keep it a
He
secret.
had kidnapped Susan for Ava.
Got it.
So then when Ava and Susan drove off the cliff and Susan was presumed dead,
Oh
she
wow. Okay.
blamed, Xander was partly to blame for
Right.
Susan's
Right.
death.
Right. Okay. Well, well, she's not dead, so I guess maybe you can
Right.
not
So
be so
Sarah was
upset
kind of lightening
anymore.
up on him a little bit,
Yeah.
but then she found out that he
Yeah.
had filed for full
Mm,
custody and was furious again without saying, "Hey, now that I'm lightening up, could you lighten up?" And oh, I
eh.
agree. Sarah is,
Sarah always overreacts.
yeah, she's a barely more likable Robin Scorpio.
Says Melissa. Uh, Jeannie says, "Oh
Yeah.
God, that same fake baby in a blanket and fake crying." Okay, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, what's his name? Chris Constantine. There we go.
Cuts. You're so close.
I even wrote it down. Constantine, like
I loved him
so
looking at the little blanket
awkwardly.
baby and going, "Your father is a horrible son of a bitch,
Son of a
and I'm
bitch.
going to take all of his money." Just,
This secret life of Victor
yeah.
often increased that nobody knew about. Apparently, this man like gave him the first $5 that turned into Titan or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah, him calling her unfit, that's what she did to him. She called him unfit and decided he doesn't even get to know that his child existed.
Dolometics says, I think it's less about custody when it comes to Xander and Sarah, and more about him calling her unfit. Well, is she
Yeah,
unfit? Like they just don't like each other right now because they were saying
right,
a day of days that they used to get along so well, and they just don't right now.
right. And they are very, very, Lindsay is just a joy. I can't
Yeah,
stand Sarah, but Lindsay was just an absolute delight, and I really adored her. And the two of them together were
they
hysterical.
really enjoy each other. They
Yes,
do.
they
They do.
obviously were very, 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 very friendly and on a good, yeah. Um, but then Xander tried to, reach out to her in the square and sit and have coffee, I can't even speak,
Coffee.
sit and have coffee. And
Sitting
she's
here,
like,
coffee.
no, no,
No,
only
never.
we'll talk about with our lawyers. I'm like, okay.
What our lawyers are president. I don't know. Maybe she's just tired of his ass, man. You know, it's been years now, and she's just like, "Eh,
Well,
nothing's
then
easy
she
with
should
this
stop
man."
sleeping with him.
Sometimes people just can't stop. Okay, Angela, this is just a
Well,
real fact of life.
that's
Sometimes when two people get together, their clothes fall off, and there's nothing they can do about it.
true, I guess.
I don't know. It's something that I battle with in my own life. Like I think about some, these serial cheaters.
Yeah.
In my other show, I used Alan Quartermain as an example, but here I'll use Victor Kiriakis or even Stefano Demira. Apparently they just get around. And it's just like when you're driving to this person's house, when you are engaging with them in this way that you were intending to engage them, this is not just something that happens over 2 seconds and you're like, oops, this is committing to the drive. This is it happening, and at no point do you stop when you think about the fact that you're in, like, I don't know how people are capable of getting to the end of that without all of these thoughts beforehand being like, okay.
My thing with Sarah, though, is that Xander's always been shady as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And she's known that. And they keep doing this whole, you're a bad person. I can't be with you. But, oh, okay, I'm going to be with you because you've turned over a new leaf. And, oh, no, you're still a bad person. And acting like, all the shady stuff he did before hadn't already happened. And this is totally new information for
Mm-hmm.
her. While Sarah, it's a long fall from that high horse when, you do your own shady nonsense, which Sarah certainly done.
Melissa says it wasn't that long ago when Sarah thought she was a dead Demira. Okay.
Mhm.
Because everybody thinks they're a Demira at some point.
Jeannie, I was smitten by Galen, but
Mm.
who I was even more smitten by. See, I've never thought that, I mean, Paul Telfer is good looking, but in person, oh
Oh,
my
yes.
God.
Yes.
He is, I was verklempt with how good looking he is in person. I was just like, oh my God,
Yeah, he looks nice on
like
TV, but he
wiping the
looks
drool a
great in
little
real
bit
life.
while trying to interview him because he was just,
It's
my
okay. He did
God.
all of the talking for you.
He really
That
did.
man
He
loves
was
talking about
so
his job, by the way. He is so
he
passionate about Zara.
yes.
You
Yes.
wouldn't believe.
He
I
is.
wish that
He
the
is a Zara fangirl.
due to some reader feedback, we pulled off a little bit on the video portion, and so I just typed up the whole interview that they had. But if I'm able to get to a point where I can show you the energy that they had with each other, you will be able to see how much Paul Telfer loves, absolutely loves working Xander and Sarah, and loves working with her specifically,
And I'll tell
Lindsay.
you, Paul Telfer, major BDE. I'm just saying it.
You and your
He just
BDE.
what?
You and your BDE.
Well, I don't have BDE, but I mean, I guess kind of the female version, but he is, yeah, Melissa, pretty much.
Sometimes the pipe is laid so well that they have to go back to know the job will be. Sometimes the pipe is laid so well that you have to go back to know the job will be done right.
Yeah.
She says. There you go. Boom.
Yeah. She knows he's gonna get her where she's
That's
got
what
to
we're
go.
talking about. That's why Sarah can't
So,
stop
yeah.
jumping Xander's bones, and now they have a baby because of it. Because they didn't go to 9th grade class. Or 6th grade class, or whenever that's taught nowadays.
Yeah.
You know?
Full disclosure, I missed almost the whole first half of interviews because I was at LAX because I flew in that morning.
Yeah.
But every pairing that I saw that they had, Galen and Elia were very, very, they were a lot of fun together. Paul and Lindsay were a lot of fun together. Peter and Greg
Or
were
a show on
an
their own.
absolute blast. I
Yeah.
could have, you could interview them for like 5 hours and laugh the entire time
And they would
because they
handle
are
it.
just.
They have canned bits. Like they when it comes down to it, folks, the reason why Leo and Dimitri are together on Days of Our Lives is because of Greg and Peter in real life. Like you cannot get
They
those
are
two
just,
in a room
yeah.
together and not put that on television. You can't.
Mhm.
And if you didn't make that decision, then you are an irresponsible showrunner.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They are just
They just
chef's
they
kiss.
shine. They shine, and
They
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 shine on the
really
show
do.
too. And as
And you
time
can
goes
tell how
on,
much they truly enjoy each other as well.
yes, and as time goes on, because you can see you can see it in life. You can also see it through the screen how much fun that they're having with one another. Also, Emily O'Brien, when she was a part of that trio, also had a
Yes.
blast working with them and finding all the pockets for comedy and all of the little silliness and teasing whether or not Gwen knew the whole time. Read it all
Well,
on soapoperanews.net.
you can just tell that when it's just the two of them in a room together, they're laughing just as much with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I like as time goes on, Dimitri gets sillier and goofier and nothing like how that first scene.
Yes.
Now, I didn't see Dimitri at all before this story. The very first episode of Days of Our Lives that hooked me in was partly because of Dimitri and Leo hooking up. And by the end of it, Leo was like, well, I guess we need to get married. And I'm like,
yes.
What is this show? I have to keep watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it'll hook you. Yes, Melissa. Paul has the power of the smolder. He is got the Flynn Rider. Yeah, he's got that going on.
Which is a cartoon character, which is super funny.
Yes.
Oh goodness gracious! So, super great to see them. I really like how just silly Dimitri is becoming. It makes me believe their relationship a lot more when he is reducing to a degree himself down to Leo's level rather than being like this put together rich guy.
Yes.
I'm into eventually them just sitting in the balcony one day and just being Statler and Waldorf during whatever Days of Our Lives version of the Nurse's Ball is.
I don't know, because I like that he's also still maintaining some of his,
Well, he's still evil.
My love, I need you to focus on just.
Your ideas are getting worse, not better, my dear.
Really enjoy them. Yeah, I really enjoy them.
I'm afraid your
everybody
ideas are getting worse.
was great. Everybody was great, but
yes, very good.
All right, so
A+ all around. Do we give that one a report card? Should I write a report card about Dimitri?
They're going on the run.
Yeah, they're currently on the run.
They're on the
They're going to
run,
run
so
right into
that's
somebody
fun
else.
with them. You know, their ghost costumes fooled the top-notch Salem PD.
But what do you mean? Well, yeah, that's right, because Harrison and Jada got pulled in a different direction.
The ghosts that we passed back in the hallway. They were suspicious now that I think about it. Just
It was missing the Benny Hill theme.
yes, it really was. All right.
And we all know how much Steve Burton loves being goofy and silly. It's just his
Oh,
favorite
doesn't he
thing in the
though?
world is being goofy and silly and chasing
Yeah.
people in a sheet through Salem
Yeah.
Square.
Mm-hmm.
He loves it.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He might.
Yeah.
He likes money.
Well,
He
I
likes
mean,
getting paid
you know,
and like being on TV. He likes being an actor.
all of those PCPD cops are all laughing now because they're like, doesn't feel too good, does it, buddy?
See, PCPD can be on it when they need to be. What you need. You just
Not
Dante
with Jason
handle
Morgan,
it.
they can't.
Well, no.
They were never allowed to with Jason Morgan.
Well, whatever.
Marcus Taggart is like, yeah.
All right. So
Marcus Taggart's like, I'm going to go start committing some crimes in Salem.
Do we need to talk about Maggie? Maggie was just there, right?
Yeah, I mean, Konstantin's playing her.
Yeah, and then she's falling for it too.
Yeah.
So, they'll make out. That's that.
And then she was all upset with Xander.
Yeah, she wants Xander to make peace.
Which Sarah's her daughter, so I get it, but also she's been so pro Xander for a long time. I'm surprised that she, came at him with that smoke at all.
Yeah.
With Sarah, she just gave her the head shake of righteousness. But Xander, got the full, she was fit to be tied.
Fit to be tied, I'm going to say. So we can cross that out. We talked about them. Ava doesn't want to deal drugs in the bistro, but he's like, "You gotta." And then James Reed is in the jail going.
Yes.
And then Lucas is in the back getting edited out of our interview.
Yes, we'll be getting a fun interview with Brian DiTillo.
So set me straight with Lucas here. So he's in jail for a crime, whatever the crime may be.
Kidnapping Sammy.
Okay. So he's in jail. So since they
framing somebody else for it.
So has he been on regularly and I just hadn't seen him, or is this kind of a reintroduction?
He's been gone for a while.
Okay. So since we got that, and then we got James Reed in the jail playing Clyde Weston. Right, and he's the one that's like, get Ava to sell drugs for me. Then are we introducing the players of in the jail story then?
No, Lucas is going to be getting out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Well.
Yeah, Lucas will be getting out.
All right. Is he?
I'm pretty sure we saw that in the promo.
I don't. Probably. Is he good and fun? Do we like him? Chat. Do we like him, Angela?
Yeah, I like Lucas.
You like Lucas? Okay, good.
Yeah,
good. Is he a funny guy? Is he a fun guy? Because listen, I saw the one scene of him in jail. That's all I know about Lucas. Okay, but I saw the interview with the actor who plays him, and he's fun. He's effervescent. He likes to laugh and have a good time. He likes.
Yeah, that's not as much Lucas. Lucas is a little bit more. Lucas is Kate's son.
Okay.
But so he's a little bit. He's a rich kid. He's and the love of his life, Sammy, and Sammy had twins with two different fathers. Lucas is the other father, Lucas and EJ. Yeah. So Lucas and EJ hate each other, right? Obviously,
right. Oh, good times,
passionately.
Good times.
Yeah.
We love Lucas, says Melissa. We love Lucas. He's a tortured mess, but he has a good heart. He just always makes the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Okay. I could see that.
But it's usually for love. It's usually for love.
Because he loves women, right? He loves to love, is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Lucas has been on the show since the early 90s. I got that sense. So when it comes down to
Yeah.
it, when you watch soaps long enough, you can tell who is an actor that's been on the show for a while. You can tell who is an actor that might have been recently brought in.
Yeah.
There's just something about their energy, their demeanor, their look, their way of holding themselves, where you can tell this is a seasoned veteran versus this is somebody that came on recently. No matter how
Right.
old they are,
Right.
you can tell. You can tell.
Right.
So I definitely got that sense from him that
Yeah, he's definitely, he's part of the,
part of the crew, part of the '90s
yes.
crew, the crew
Yes.
that hooked in today's audience. Really,
Yes.
at least the most spoken of today's
Mhm.
audience. You know, when it
Yes.
comes to honoring your legends, your legacy characters. Where's Lucas?
He's been around a while. Yeah.
Oh man,
It's good to have him back, and hopefully that'll mean, we'll see an appearance by Sammy too.
Do you think that Sloane mistakenly did not switch the test results like she thought she did? Because that's the sense that I got.
I think she didn't,
They
because she didn't see the
so
numbers
much,
on them.
They spent so much time like this with her.
Yes. That I really think, and she didn't even open it to make sure that she had gotten the right ones before she shredded it. And then EJ didn't look at them. He put them in the safe.
But only for mommy and daddy.
Right.
Yes, I'm thinking that Sloane didn't do what she thinks she did.
No, I agree. I think that EJ has the correct ones in his
in his safe.
In his safe. Yeah.
Brian, who's Brian? Brian used to
Lucas
take his shirt off at Day of Days every year. Well, apparently there used to be all kinds of stuff that happened to Day of Days, and they're like, stop making it so sexy, people.
Yes.
Pull it back, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's a staple. Well, there you go. People love Lucas. Yeah. It's clear. Nobody has said, I hate Lucas. I hope that he gets shoved off of a cliff. So we're good. We're good. Vita says 1, 2, or 12.
That was what was written on the envelopes.
Got it. 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's not going to work out, and everybody's going to find out what's going on, or Nicole's going to find out what's going on, and she has a panic attack.
Well, no, because the promo showed us the baby's getting taken and Sloane's going to end up with the baby.
But yes, that is what we saw, but we don't know what people know.
Well, I mean, the promo's out there.
The promo is that but we see that the baby is in the possession of Sloane. We see that Melinda is like, hey, don't give it back, stupid. We see those things, but beyond those things that we see, we don't know what these people know. About the situation. So Nicole could be totally aware and then think this baby is gone.
Right.
Or not. We're going to find out very soon, it seems.
It's going to be very soon.
Because that promo didn't seem to be looking at, too far into the future as one of the things has already come to pass.
It's usually mostly like the winter.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it can't be further than 6 months out because they wouldn't have filmed it.
Well, of course, because but that 6 months out is the beginning of spring, I guess, right? So yeah, it's pretty much the winter because we still have the rest of autumn to finish. Mm-hmm. How is it outside your windows, everybody? It's still summer for me.
It was 80 here yesterday, and today it's 50.
Okay, so you hopefully maybe there's just now your leaves will turn brown and everybody will be happy.
Our leaves have started already turning. It's leaf peeping season. We have the leaf peeping tourists.
Oh, they come and they look. Oh,
they really do. People make a vacation to come look at the leaves.
One of the most beautiful things that I've ever done is fly over New Jersey. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, but did you do it to look at the leaves, or were you?
No, I was on my way to New York, and I just happened to see it.
People literally take, and I am not a stealer of joy, to each their own. But people literally take vacations here in the fall to drive up and down the Kangamangas Highway.
To look at the leaves. Well, not everybody gets it. I grew up in a place where everything stayed green or it just fell off the tree. There really wasn't a transition time where everything was orange and beautiful. I've never had a snowy winter, There was a time when I was in my 20s, I'm like, I'm going to move somewhere where there's snow, right? And I never did it. And now that I'm older than that, I'm like, I am not going to move somewhere where there's snow. That just seems like a hassle.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah. Every year, like last year, we didn't have much snow.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, if it stays like this, maybe I will stay here. maybe I will live here. And then it would snow just the tiniest bit, and I can't live like this. I can't spend the rest of my life like this. I can't do it.
I can't do this.
So yeah, I used to love the snow, but the older I get, the less impressed. It's nice to see it through the window, the very first snowfall, and that's really it.
And then
Then
you're
it's
just
nothing
like,
but a pain
I'm
in the
going
butt.
to invest in a heated walk path so I don't have to shovel this schnit any
Like
longer.
seriously, there are times I'm like, would a flamethrower help?
Sunny
Would a
and windy
flamethrower be more effective than the
yes,
snowblower?
it would
Just
be.
melt it all down, let it go
Really,
into the sewer.
put some heating coils in your sidewalk.
Ugh.
I'm sure it'll be cheap and quick.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There's this thing called the triangle of expectations. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. It's snowing in Denver, says Vita.
I'm sorry.
Jeannie wants Nicole to have her own newborn to raise. She will. Give it time. They'll put the
I
baby
do
back in her
too.
arms.
I really want her to get that baby back
And
quickly.
then Eric will be with her, and then Eric will be happy because he's not.
Quite frankly, I don't care about Father Eric, and as much as I love EJ, I don't even care about him in this. Nicole deserves her baby.
Well, there you go. It's all about Nicole. It's a beautiful fall here in Tennessee. Tian, right? Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. We're in the 70s and leaves are already red and yellow. But it's hot where Jacarius is. Sunny and windy in San Diego, 72. This is the Weather Channel here on 10th floor.
Yes.
So your live AccuWeather forecast all across the nation.
I miss California already so much. I keep looking at my pictures of the palm trees.
Not even native to the land. Us Cali kids are lucky, Matt, says Jeannie. You know what, Jeannie? You're absolutely right. We are lucky that we only grew up in a place with only about 2.5 seasons. However, I don't know if I'm just paying more attention or if it's different from 30 years ago. But I feel like there was more separation in the seasons than there are now. I felt like there was actually a spring and a fall and a summer and a winter. Not the severity that the rest of the country gets. There was no snow, but there was time where it was cold. There was time where it was clearly autumn. I don't know how to describe
it. Well, I mean, 80 degrees days in late October in Massachusetts are not the norm.
Yeah. So anyway, it's almost November and we haven't had really a cold day.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's it, folks. And here's the thing. Here's the big walk away. All right, here's the big walk away before we end class. All right, last little thing about life, about real life, folks. You know what? Everybody's always like, save the planet, folks. The planet's gonna be just fine. It's gotten over for
us that are going to be in trouble. Yes.
But what we're going to do...
The planet will recover. It'll get rid of the pests that are ruining everything.
What we're going to do is we're going to cook ourselves off of it. And then Earth will be fine. And it will try again with people who make better choices. Or whatever it is you believe, the Lord will try again with better choices. However it is that you follow.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, it's definitely time to end class. My puppy's saying that it's time to go out.
You just put a dog door in.
No. We don't have an enclosed yard.
Put up a dog run and a dog door.
No, he's kind of stupid. I can't put him on a dog run because then he goes up on the stairs and I have to make sure he doesn't hang himself accidentally. Okay. He's really not good with
he's a dumb dog.
Not being supervised.
Just a stupid dog.
But he's so cute because he is.
And that's why we love him. All right, folks. Angela, would you be willing to show the dog? Jeannie wants to see the doggy.
Come here. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab him. Give me a second.
Sure.
Oh, my good boy. Oh, my good boy. Yes. He's a my good boy. He's a good boy. He hates being held, but he's okay. He hates being held like this. I know. He's a chug, and he has to go to the bathroom. So he's like, let's go. He's half pug, half chihuahua.
Okay.
Yes. There we go. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Half pug, half chihuahua. No wonder. So no wonder he needs supervision.
Yes. Yeah. He's a little jerk, but he's the cutest dog I have ever seen in my life. Look, he's growling at me, and his tail is wagging.
Just a dichotomy of emotions. All right. Class dismissed. No bell because this is college.
Yes.
And it's also where you smack your face against the microphone on your way out. All right, guys. and gals.
We'll see y'all next week.
Men,
We'll try to be on
women.
time, and Mama Cat will be back from her beach day.
Oh, and then when it comes to the 10th Floor GH podcast, for those who are with us in the chat here, we're going to be on a little bit later because Mom is hanging out with the grandkids today, but we're going to be on about 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, which would be 5 Eastern, I guess. So watch out for that, and I guess you have to choose us or the mini spotlight. Boom, boom, boom. Who do you love more?
Oh, wow. The gauntlet has been thrown.
I'm kidding. When it comes
I was
to
going to say.
YouTube, when it comes to YouTube, it doesn't matter. You can watch it whenever you want.
Whenever you want to.
could
We are here for your replay.
Yes. Yes, you can watch it as many times as you want to. And you can share the link with your friends. You can tell them all about it. You can share it in your favorite Facebook group. You can share it on Twitter. You can share it on Blue Sky. You can share it on Threads. You can share it on Instagram. You can share it on TikTok.
Whatever you want.
You can share it on Vine. No, not Vine. Tumblr. No, that's. I've run out of current references for social media.
MySpace.
You can.
AIM.
AIM. You just hop into a Yahoo chat room.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
There you go.
This is AOL keyword 10th floor. All right. Anyway. Dinner with Matt and
we're
Kat.
having way too much fun with that nonsense.
Anyway, folks. All right. I'm just going nuts here. I'm just killing time because I don't have Mom to reel me in.
Rein you
Angela to encourage me.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. She's
guys.
gonna have to come back to class and separate us.
Get out.
All right,
get out. Custodians need to come sweep. We'll see you next week. Leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'll see you in a couple of hours for the General
And keep an eye out for Matt's interviews.
Yes, yeah. So,
his recaps. He's doing our write-ups of all our interviews. Lots coming your way.
Remarkably more challenging than you would assume.
And make sure to take a look at those Halloween pictures in this
soapoperanews.net. Check out the latest headlines, recaps, spoilers. I would say gossip, but they don't really cover gossip. They cover cold hard facts. Right.
We are fact-based.
But in the words of Elia Cantu and Galen Garing, soapoperanews.net. All right, I'm pushing buttons. Bye.